If you're a girl and you're still asking yourself, how do I get noticed more by men? I'll give you simple things that you can think about so that uweze kuincorporate in your everyday life, ndio uweze kuonekana, uweze kukuwa noticed more by men. And especially if you've gotten to that place where you're feeling like maybe you're taking a single, you want to be in a relationship, or maybe you want to move it to something serious, you want to go into marriage. So these are some of the tips that naweza kuambia from a man's perspective. Number one, kitu yenye unafaa kuconsider, you really have to consider your fashion sense, okay? And I know some ladies think that they already have gotten their fashion sense on point, yako sawa, just because maybe that's what you're familiar to. But consider changing your fashion sense, okay? Like example, for a man, anaweza choose kukeep his hair ama anaweza choose kunyoa nywele. So imagine you umezoea kuona mwanaume akinyoa nywele every time, anaweka cuts juu ni nini, and then one day he just wakes up and decides to put his hair, to grow his hair, and then anatafuta like a style for his hair. You see? So it's not about, so it's really not about what you're familiar with. It's about trying something different. Maybe ukiweka different, ukijaribu different fashion sense as a lady, kuna venye machali wataanza kukunotice more. So maybe what you are wearing right now iko sawa, but you could change it and spice it up so that at least now you get more noticed more by men. All right, the other thing also, create a culture of always smiling. Like anytime uko place yenye kuna machali, try to smile, and you don't have to smile ile sasa ile yenye inakaa ni kama udem kwani ni cheesy, hapana. Just find like a moderate way to have a smile always on your face, because that is one thing that it attract wanaume kwako, especially if you have like a beautiful face. So you find like, most guys will notice you just because you are smiling. That's why most guys will say, by then nilikuwa naogopa kuku approach juu haukunakaa approachable. So that means probably your face was looking gloomy, haukunakaa nika unacheka. So you really have to kind of smile. Just tell your mind once, every time you are in public that you need to smile, because ukismile now it sends a message to the guy that by the probably udem, she's probably willing to have a conversation. And especially kama uko setting, like maybe it's a social setting, it's an event, people are interacting, hapo enyewe make sure umesmile so that a guy looks at you and says, okay, maybe neza approach udem. The other thing also ni, you have to show confidence. You see, when you show confidence to a man, especially a mature man, and I feel like, okay, by the way, ni kama, even if he doesn't know too much about you, because confidence will say something about your character. So anytime unaka confidence, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's your posture, maybe it's how you talk, maybe it's how you probably carry yourself. Mwanaume akiona hiyo confidence kwako, he's gonna be more attracted to you, so you're gonna get noticed more. So especially kama unataka attract like maybe the working class, mature men who are ready to actually settle down, confidence yako really matters. And confidence can even mean maybe a guy just came and said hi, maybe mlikuwa like a group of ladies and he just came and said hi, and he noticed that kuna venye wendo umemsalimia na wendo umekuwa confident about hi back nini, so that confidence will really like make you stand out from a group of ladies, especially kama we ni mse mwenye you like to walk with your friends. Although saa zingine si advisable when you're in a social event, because now a guy cannot approach you because ana feel maybe mko wengi, but if you're in such a setting where like probably uko na hiyo opportunity ya kushow how confident you are, it's important, okay? Some men might get intimidated by it, but not all men, especially mature men, wataipenda wako like, udem ni confident, you get, because even for them, even if a guy is timid, hako as confident as you, ata feel poor that this lady is oozing confidence, and that might get you noticed even more as a lady. So hiyo ni kitu moja pia unafaa kuconsider. The other thing also, how you get noticed is also about probably your beauty. Unajua pia venye, all ladies are beautiful, okay? Tuanze tu hapo. But you see, you can be beautiful and not know that you're beautiful. So you'll find most guys come to you and anakuambia, unajua wewe ni mrembo. And for certain ladies, it's about the trauma. Maybe haku grow up akiambiwa yeye ni mrembo, ama somebody kept telling them they're not pretty, hadi ika get to their mind. But you see, when a guy notices that that you're pretty, it's about that confidence pia, the fact that unajua we ni mrembo, because sometimes we kind of feel like niaje udem haoni like just how pretty she is. And even if you're pretty but you're not like, it's like you're not walking in that prettiness, you're not manifesting that confidence of knowing that you're pretty. There's a way a guy may not notice you as much, but once you're pretty, na una uzi your confidence that by the way, I know I'm pretty. I'm not talking about pride, sisemi ukwe na maringo, but just be, just like nurture your beauty. Nurture your beauty in terms of, like, make sure unakaa poa all the time. You don't have to put makeup on. Guys wanapenda natural, but then make sure you look nice every time. It's almost like you are glowing every time. And if you can do that without putting on makeup, imagine utakuwa sawa kabisa. And I know, there's always this conversation of unaambia dem, no umepaka makeup, and so the guy is talking about the lipstick, but for you do not consider lipstick as makeup. But you see, guys, hata ukiweka lipstick, hiyo ni makeup kwake. Ukiweka sijui nini, hiyo ni makeup kwake. However much little it is, it's makeup to a guy. So when a guy tells you you put on makeup, na probably ni lipstick too, that's what he's talking about. Hiyo ndio makeup kwa akili ya mwanaume, okay? Another thing that will get you noticed as a lady, especially by the men, ni the fact of your voice. Like, there's always, me nikimit dem mwenye akona sauti poa, I'm always there telling them, sauti yako inaweza, unaweza ongea kwa podcast, unaweza fanya nini, because the voice is so impressive even to the man. You see how ladies say that anaweza fall in love with a guy just because amependa smile yake, like umependa that one thing. A guy, men are also almost like the same. Yes, you have to be beautiful generally, lakini anaweza kupendea tu voice. So you have to be the kind of person who, when you have a chance to talk to a guy, ama when you have a chance, tuseme chali amekuuliza kitu, imagine maybe hata hakuwa na story, ama hakuwa hata kuanza conversation na wewe, but he asked you something and maybe umemjibu, and then he just listens to that voice and says wow, ana kunotice more just because of probably when umemjibu. So you see, for your voice to come out, also lazima kuwe hiyo element ya confidence. The other thing also ni eye contact. So anytime a guy is talking to you, you have to prove to him that you're not as shy, okay? Why is this going to get you noticed? Because for most guys, probably when they talk to a lady, they expect them amechangamka, she's confident, ata put on eye contact, she'll maintain that eye contact until you realize unaongelesha msichana hata hakuangali, and it's almost like anaangalia na huko. So you see, there's a man who will see that and be like, udem bado, maybe she's not mature. He might brush you off because maybe now yeye amezoea kupata na mademu wenyewe, like, anakuangalia straight in the eye. If she's smiling right at you, straight in the eye. So I feel like that's something that guys take very, when I take with very much value, like they put value on that. So every time you can maintain an eye contact with a guy akikuongelesha, even if you are shy, the minute you maintain your eye contact and you can be able to have that conversation, I feel like there's always gonna be a deeper connection, and you see they'll get to notice you more. Because let's say even a guy walks into the room and then uko hapo pia umemuona, and then he looks at you and you maintain that eye contact. So you see, kuna difference ya hiyo na msichana mwenye, maybe I walk into the room, I look at a girl and then she looks away. Unajua, like, mind yangu haitakuwa imeprocess huo dem, because guess what, guys first, when they see you, they want to process your face. But sijuka ladies mnajua hivyo, when a man sees you, they want to process your face first before they can decide whether they want to talk to you. Anataka kukuanalyze on, okay, udem ni mrembo, anakaaje, on a scale of 1 to 10, how pretty is she? He's looking at the physical, because guys, guess what, we look at the physical more. So anytime you maintain eye contact, unanipea pia chance ya kukuangalia. You see, you are posturing your body towards me, so unanipea chance ya kukuangalia, kukuadmire, and niko like, yeah, I can come up with a few nasema conclusions about you na Kenya tu nimeweza kuobserve from you. So I feel like eye contact is a very big part. Another thing, and I think this is going to be my last point, ni ati as a lady you always have to be ready to say hi. Just randomly say hi, okay? Hata kwa matatu, ile time umeingia kwa matatu and maybe a guy seated next to you, just come up with something and just ask him something, okay? If you want to get noticed. Let's say you are the kind of lady mwenye ushapita past 25, you're now 27, na uko 28, una head to 30, you are single, you don't have a kid, you want to settle. Like, that's your goal probably for this year or next year or by next year. And you're at that point where you really cannot always wait for men to talk to you. Lazima we initiate conversation. So it's very important ukiwa kwa mat, hebu ongelesha tu mwanaume mwambie, by then nimelipa, imekuletea jina gani M-Pesa, hiyo M-Pesa, hiyo pay bill ama lipa na M-Pesa yenye umelipa nayo mat, imekuletea jina gani? Just strike a simple conversation. Ama umuulize, by then hiyo dirisha inaweza funguka, hata kama unajua haiwezi funguka juu uliona akijaribu kufungua na haikufunguka. So it's very important when you strike that conversation, a man feels like, okay. So it will register in his mind, maybe you dem anataka story, and probably maybe it's true. Maybe you dem anataka story. So don't ever feel like it's a bad thing kuanza conversation. No, randomly say hi, even when you're at a social event, randomly wave, randomly say hi, and you never know, the guy might actually take the hint na akuongeleshe. This idea of you always kuogopa rejection, it doesn't work in this modern day. Why? Because at the end of the day, hata mnaweza anziana na chali and he might reject you at the cause of it, like anaweza kureject huko katikati. So did you escape rejection? No. Okay, so rejection will always happen. And I think for ladies, nimfika point mwanza kufikiria kama men. Why? Because men are always ready for rejection. Actually, mwanaume akiongelesha msichana, sometimes he's surprised that bado unaniongelesha, because he's like, okay, mimi nilikuwa nadhani udem atanilenga. And sometimes we approach ladies with a lot of, that skepticism of, udem anaweza nipe chance kweli. And una realize kumbe dem by there hana shida yoyote, hana issues zozote. So even for you ladies, you have to get to that point and realize, men are chilled. By the way, most of the men wanakuanga very chilled. When it comes to personality, maybe personality ni different, but there's a way you can tell. Kuna venye unaweza angalia mtu, and I know there are people who you can't judge a book by its cover, but there are people, there are guys you can look at and you can see their demeanor. Instinct yako inakwambia by the umse he's a very chilled guy, ama this guy can be a very good guy. So because you're just striking a conversation, I don't feel like it's something you need to overthink as a lady. So usi overthink, so get past the overthinking and start to get noticed even more.
Gachin Lion.